Can you show them kind of specifically what you're doing there?
Yeah, so I was going to the flat 7 to the 1. I'm not a great theory person, so that would be that would be like a 6.
Yeah. Well, so you were going like the F to the G on the 3rd to the 5th fret.
Exactly.
Have you ever looked at all the gear musicians use and wonder, how does it all work? My name's Dustin, and my family and I are setting out on a quest to inspire both adult and kid musicians to create new sounds together and learn all about what it takes to produce great music. We'd like to invite you along on the journey as we explore the gear professional studios, musicians, and hobbyists use to create their art. We'll take a close-up look at the gear and ask,
what's this button do?
hello and welcome to this week's episode of What's This Button Do? I'm your host, Dustin, and today... Hold on. I know a few weeks ago I promised you that we would be doing an episode this week on the cool ways to layer sound so you can create this wider soundscape. And I promise you, next week we really will. But something happened yesterday that just right before I was about to record, and it kind of changed everything. And I wanted to share it with you. It just profoundly impacted me in a way that I really still don't understand exactly why it did. I was tuning into my Saturday morning Chords and Coffee show. I love watching Nate and what he's doing over at Palen. And so I threw on the episode, and I think you guys saw it there at the little beginning of this. Nate had come up to visit Kansas City, and he was sitting there with Merle and Tyler, and they were doing a little jam session. It was amazing as always. And Nate, for those who haven't watched Chords and Coffee, please go check it out. It is amazing. I have learned so much in his first year of broadcasting on music theory and things that I just knew nothing about. And so I'm watching this jam with Tyler, who's this amazing professional musician who can play the ears off anybody. And Nate, who's an amazing musician, and Merle, who's been playing for years, and he's also an amazing musician in his own right. And all three of them just jamming together. It was beautiful. And they got done jamming, and they were talking about what they did, and Nate, of course, is telling us about the chords that they were playing and the progression that they were using. And I'm sitting there jotting down notes, just thinking, oh man, I want to try that. And he gets to this point where he points to Tyler and he says, hey, show him how you did that. And Tyler starts explaining it, and he says, yeah, I was using, I think it was the flat fourth, I can't even remember now. But he said, I'm not much of a theory guy. But this is what I was doing, and I like the way that it sounds, and I was going to follow you along like this. And I don't know why that moment when he said, I don't know theory, or I didn't even say I don't know theory. He said, I'm not a theory guy. Hit me. I mean, it hit me hard because I realized ever since Alec Palen asked me to do this show, I felt like I was in the shadow of giants. Here I am, this guy who's a self-taught musician. I'm just a dad in a basement who likes to make music. I've played in a few bands in my life, but never in a commercial band, never in something that was a massive success like Tyler has. I'm just a guy who loves pedals and sounds and effects and guitars. And so I felt like there was this just almost imposter syndrome. Like, why is Alec asking me to do this channel? It feels so weird. And why do you want to watch? What possibly can I offer you? And because I don't know music theory. I've tried to learn it, and I've been watching Nate's show. I've been taking some classes, trying to learn it. But, when you're self-taught and you started out and you just know the basics, trying to learn music theory at age 43 can be a daunting task. It's fun, and I love it, but it can be very daunting. So it's just, when I heard Tyler say, I'm not a theory guy, to know that a professional musician, somebody who is amazing and has jammed with the best of them, can do this music without having to know every single note that he's playing. He knows the order and he knows the right way to play it, but he doesn't have to be able to call out the names of every single note. Was this just massive weight off my shoulders? Like, we can all do this. You know what? Like, you don't have to know every single expert or every single thing about your field. You don't have to know every little nook and cranny. This is fun, and music is fun, and it's creativity, and it's finding something new. And the second that Tyler said that, I felt like this new rush of energy, like, you know what? I can do this. I have some things I can offer. I can show you guys what I do with pedals and what I do with effects, because maybe it's not the right thing to do, quote unquote. Maybe it's not the thing everybody else does. it's what I do. And it just, it made me feel so much better. I had to immediately send a message to Tyler and send a message to Nate, and Nate sent me back just some inspirational words. But I wanted you all to know it's okay. All of you who are sitting at home and who feel that imposter syndrome, or maybe you got asked to go play at your church or at a friend's wedding to play a song, and you're nervous and you're scared and you're trying to figure out, man, can I do this? You can. You really can. Because you know what? If you mess up, in the grand scheme of things, no one cares. You're going to have fun. And if you're having fun, even if you make a mistake, you do something weird, or you do something no one expects, if you're enjoying yourself and you're having fun and you believe in it, other people will too. So I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to know that there are a lot of us out here doing crazy stuff and making mistakes every day. But that's the fun of it, man. It's just the stuff that we're going to be able to create and we're going to be able to do here has got me so psyched. I am just alleviated. So I wanted to interrupt, and I know this isn't our regular scheduled broadcast, but I wanted to talk to you all about that because I think it's really important. And I also wanted to take a second to talk about how I do the show, because I do this a little bit weird. The first thing is everything you hear on the show, I'm not running it through Pro Tools. I have got my board, my interface all set up, and then I'm running directly out from the headphone outputs that I use for my monitoring, and I'm running it directly back into the camera that I'm filming on right now. So what you're hearing is all raw audio. When I play my guitars, you're hearing it directly being fed back from the interface. You're not hearing me go through Pro Tools and add any post edits or anything like that. You're hearing everything raw like I'm hearing it in the room. And I know there's going to be times that gives you a weird peak because I didn't have an EQ on, and so you hear a spiky noise, or you may hear some noise in the background floor because I haven't edited it out. But that's one thing that always drives me nuts on YouTube videos and demo videos is so many of these people are doing these amazingly well-produced videos, but everything sounds good on them because they've all been run through ozone and several different filters and all these cool things that are neutralizing all the bad and just giving you the good. And I didn't want to do that. When we talk about those plugins, absolutely, we'll use those and we'll have some fun with them and I'll show you how they work. But I'm always going to try to give you the rawest, unclean thing, the goods and the bads, so that you can hear them all, because I want you to hear what this stuff really sounds like in person, so that if you go out and you buy a pedal that I'm using, or you buy a outboard effect or something that I'm using, you're going to hear the same things that you're hearing in these videos. You're not going to hear something that's been processed and overly done. So I just wanted to share that with you all so that you knew what you were getting from me on this end. And also I had one last thing I wanted to share. I do something kind of weird with pedals, and you're going to see this a lot in upcoming episodes, but I thought I would kind of walk you through my process of how I test out new pedals and how I get new ideas. And this is something, being a dad, I love to get my daughter involved with this process. And she has been such an inspiration. We've talked about what happened with the EQ on the very first episode, or second episode of this show. But something I like to do is when I just have an hour or so to jam in the basement, I've got a little cabinet with a bunch of pedals in it, and I've got I think you guys saw that in the tour on the very first episode, and I've got some pedals hanging up on the wall back in our basement. And so I'll send Aria out, and I'll have her pick out 3 or 4 pedals and bring them to me, and I let her pick the order that we're going to put them in, and then I just stick them down on a board, turn them on, and start fiddling with knobs, and I try to get those 3 pedals to sound good together and just see if they can. Every now and then I'll find out 2 of them work really well together, and I'll find some new sound, and I can really get creative. So I thought it would be fun today, since we're taking a little break from the norm, and I had Aria do that for us. So she went and picked 3 pedals. She picked the order that we're going to put them in, and I set them up on the board over here, and we're just going to jam on them a little bit. I'm going to warn you right now, some of this is not going to sound good. I have not tested this yet. So you're going to be hearing these at the same time as I am, just testing them out to see what we can do. So join me over at the other camera, and we're going to go check it out and just see what we can hear. Okay, we're going to be having some fun here. I'm going to be using my Syph OH10. This is just a hybrid guitar. Flipping amazing. One of my true favorite guitars. Got a little Schrader bridge down here that gives it some killer sustain. Single coil in the bridge, and then kind of a hybridy Jazzmaster P90 in the neck. Something the guys at Sci found for me. It's phenomenal. We're going to be going through 3 different pedals that Aria selected. I have not tested these out yet, so this is going to be our first time using them. We just got them set up how she set them up. We're going to be using the Zvex Lo-Fi Junkie, Instant Lo-Fi Junkie, into a Jam Pedals Delay Llama Extreme, which would be very interesting, and then into a Caroline Effects Arigato Phaser Vibrato. So we're going to have like some phasing and vibrations in the front, a delay that actually has some vibe in it too, and then a phaser vibrato at the end. So there's going to be a lot of movement happening in this. Let's see if we can make these sound good together. I'm going to raise this up a little bit and take you over to the device camera, and you'll hear a little commentary throughout. We'll just play with them and see how they sound. I'm going to be doing this through headphones just so we don't get feedback loops here. All right. Here we go. Let's try it out. So we'll start with the Instant Lo-Fi Junkie. That sounds good. Like that. Let's hear what the delay sounds like. I think there's a lot of different... There's 4 settings here. Good. That's first delay. Little warble in there. That could be fun. Okay. A second. Syncopation there. Okay. Oh, this is the weird one. Oh, we're gonna have fun with that. Okay. And then the 4th one. Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So that. All right. And then let's hear the phaser by itself here. Okay, wow, wow, wow. Let's see if we can get the Zvex going at that same pace. Just kind of using the light on the Arigato to... Then we're going to play the 2 together. Let's add a little more volume into it. Oh yeah, it's got a nice one. All right, now let's get all 3 involved and let's see what we can come up with. Tab tempo that in. That's pretty cool, but let's add the warble-y thing in that the tape does. Let's match it to the rhythm. All right, let's try that. That's kind of funky. So much warbling. There's just like spirals. All right, now let's get really weird. motion here. Yeah, that's funky. I don't think I'm quite that deep. Let's come back here. It's kind of choppy. Let's just do it up and down. What happens if we go to choppier down here? That's kind of cool. All right, let's do that third effect. We're going to slow it down. Okay, I'm going to give this a smoother wave. Ooh, there, that's cool. No, it needs something else. Let's see. Bring this up just a little bit. And let's take the depth of the lo-fi down. Maybe a little less drive on the lo-fi too. I think I need single notes. I feel like we're going too fast. That's too slow almost, man. That's so hard to do. Ooh, I like this. Kind of a creepy horror vibe. Let's try some. Alright, that was weird. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, now this I can dig. Oh, I love that. Almost gives you like an accompaniment to play with you. Let's try hacking it up a little bit here. That's cool. A little less step. That's cool. All right, new favorite sound. That's really, really funky. Who knew having that much warble could be so much fun? I cannot believe that actually worked to create some cool sounds with 3 warbly machines, but there you go. That's the fun of it. I just absolutely love letting her pick out some pedals and we just mess around with them and try to find some fun sounds. So hopefully you can take that back there, get inspired and go grab a few pedals off your shelves. Or for those of you who have kids, I'm serious, it's so much fun. Just let them go to town, let them pick them out, have them set up the initial settings, have them turn the dials however they want, and then just start from there and go. You will be amazed at some of the fun sounds that you can find from that. So, well, I really appreciate everyone who stuck with me today. I know this wasn't what you tuned in for. It's a little divergence, but I really do thank you for staying with me. And I want to give a heartfelt thanks to Nate and Tyler and Merle for that video from Chords and Coffee. That it genuinely really did impact me in a way I'll never be able to thank you enough for that. So for those who haven't seen it, please go watch Chords and Coffee. It's over on Palen Music's YouTube channel. And always, I'd love to thank them again for all their help with this. But please go check them out, follow them. And if you have a chance and want to, check me out on Instagram. My handle's down below. It's What's This Button Do Dustin. Always posting some little things up on there too. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, everybody who tuned in today and for coming to watch us. I do have a little favor for you. For anybody who watched this, and I'd love to know, would you like to see more of pedal combos like that? Letting Aria set some things up, having some fun with that? Or would you prefer that we do like single deep dives into single pedals or a little bit of both? Give us your feedback. I'd absolutely love to hear what you'd like to see in coming episodes so that we can make sure that we're kind of focusing the needs around what you'd like to see and us to talk about. Well, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day, and everyone, just enjoy yourselves and have fun making some music.